Hey, Devin, good to see you. Thanks for doing this today. Ryan Nato was saying earlier that he told you yesterday that you've never looked better in practice. Really, like that's how competitive you've been, and so
Wait,
you're
who said that?
Ryan Nato.
Oh, good. Good to hear.
How have you tried to approach camp here this week?
Yeah, just it's always exciting at the start of the camp, especially this year's just been so strange with the lead up, and it's a new group of guys, but it's fun coming in. I feel like I've somehow known a lot of them for a long time, and it's been great. Got here a few days early and was able to get to know a few of the guys, and then you just you get out and work. It's the very start of camp, so you just want to make sure you're working hard and really concentrating on some little things, trying to get certain things back. Especially at the pace that we're at. In the summer, there's no way to really match the pace of an NHL practice. So it's important to make sure you're working hard, but also to concentrate on the things that you need to kind of sharpen up from being off.
Kevin?
Hey, Devin. I wanted to ask you, did you work with I know you've been working with Adam Francilia for a long time. Did you work with him this summer too?
Yeah, it was a little different setup than in the past. We used to go back to Kelowna and work with him all summer, and then at least last year we stayed in Minnesota more, but was able to go back for a couple weeks at least. And this time, I wasn't able to go back at all. So just with Zoom calls coming out, we kind of figured out a way to get things done that way. And for a good while, we were setting up 2 or 3 a week where we'd meet for a workout on Zoom and do it that way. And then the other days I'd do it on my own. And then toward the end wasn't as much just because I was skating 4 or 5 times a week. So I was kind of having to do the other stuff on my own, but it wasn't the same as it normally is, but still did training with him.
How confident are you that you can just, look at last year as a blip on the radar and get back to being that, Vezina Trophy type finalist type guy you were in the past?
Well, I mean, I've been through it before, first of all, and if it was happening consistently, then there's a concern. But like you said, it's a blip on the radar, and you don't want to look too much into it. I think it's been well documented. There was it was a tumultuous year and a lot of different things going on, and just couldn't seem to get any traction going. And Al stepped in and played extremely well, which led to obviously me not playing as many games as well. So played a lot of hockey. I know what I'm doing, and I know what it takes to get back on track here. I just gotta kind of feed from my experiences in the past and just hit the reset and really have confidence and believe in myself and what I'm doing. And it certainly feels like the people around me here do.
Does it help the mindset just knowing that, in a compacted season, and I think you guys have a league high 12 back-to-backs, that both you and Martin are going to play pretty fairly regularly, at least to start? Is it good to know that at least going into the season?
Yeah, I think it's good for many reasons. One, you're going to get your chance to play, and also, the other guy's going to get a chance to play. You kind of know that it's going to play out that way no matter what. So it's extremely important for both of us to be playing well. There's just no real way, especially early on, the way everything's compacted. It'd be seriously tough for a guy to play, significant amount of games in a row. So, when we get 2 goalies like we do here, I think it's going to be fun, and it's going to be important that we're both going. So you just got to enjoy that scenario, and I think we'll be able to do it.
Thanks.
Shane?
Hey, Devin. Good to see you again. Speaking of just sort of last year, is there any specific in your game that you think needs to be corrected? Or is it just more about just, getting a fresh start and getting off to a good start this year?
I mean, I'm always looking for things to sharpen up, but I wouldn't say anything specific from last year. I think, it's funny when I kind of break down the year. I think I started 0-5, and I would say the first 4 games, 3 or 4 games, I felt like were some of my best games of the year, and we were just on the wrong side of the ending, the final score. And then, with things kind of unraveled a little bit for a couple games, and then I had a small injury, and it was kind of the story of the year where nothing really seemed to get on track. And then obviously had the family stuff go on and had to miss some time, and it was just one of those things. I think when things weren't going well, I just was thinking a little too much. Instead of goalie's a reactive position, and if you start to you got to let everything come to you. If you start thinking and trying to force plays or over anticipate before things happen, then that's where you start to get in trouble. And I think I got into a little bit of that last year of just thinking a little too much and a little overactive and not just settling down and really letting things come to me like I'm used to. And that's something that once it comes back, it's natural and it's instinctual, and you'll feel it right away.
And another big change for you is going from Bob Mason, who was your goaltending coach in Minnesota for quite a while, to Evgeny Nabokov, who I know you have a prior relationship with. But just what's the difference between those guys?
Well, I mean, I've only worked with Navi for a couple ice times, so I'm not sure, but it's certainly nice to have that previous relationship with him, both for myself and also just knowing that he knows me a little bit as a person, and he's seen me play a lot too. I think that's important to, you can tell already when we're working in practice that he's aware of how I play certain plays. I mean, he's always asking questions about what I think or how I'm going to play something, but he also has seen me play enough hockey that he knows me and knows my game. So I think that's a great start to have, and he knows I'm going to go out there and work hard, and we're going to have some fun, and I'm very, very excited to have an opportunity to do that.
And a last one for me. Did you have to pay up anything to get your number 40 from Auntie?
Not yet. I told him I'd take him for dinner. He didn't seem to. I told him I wasn't quite in Bobrovsky's pay grade, so I wasn't going to be throwing out any Rolexes around anywhere. But he's seems like a really nice kid, and there wasn't too much resistance to pass it on. I'm not even sure if he liked the number much. So I'll be sure to take him out for dinner when we're allowed to go to restaurants again one day.
Yeah, thank you, Devan.
Thanks.
Curtis?
Yeah, but I'm curious what your thoughts were when you saw that Minnesota was going to be your guys' division this year, and do you kind of have that first game circled on the calendar already?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be weird. I've been through it times before. Obviously, it's been 6 years now, so it's been a while since I went through the strangeness of playing a previous team. I was thinking I saw the schedule and was like, and just was like, wow, really, right away. But I don't think it'll be quite as strange with no one in the building. But it's always weird. I think. I got through when I got traded to Minnesota. The first game was in Buffalo. The second game was at home against Arizona, and I was staying in the same hotel they were staying in, and we ate dinner the night before together, walked over to the rink with those guys, and then split separate ways and said see you in a couple hours. So if I can get through that strangeness, you kind of get through that first game, and then it just becomes another game.